What's up, guys? We're gonna bro beats. Today I'm gonna be showing you guys how to make some creepy ambient melodies. If you guys haven't subbed already or turned post noise on, make sure you do so because it does help out a lot. So my BPM is a little slower, about 130. All right, and that's just to kind of sell the mood. And we can just go ahead and grab in a scale, and I can just default to like a F. Really like a F, G, E, somewhere around there will kind of get you that sound that you want. So I'm gonna just pull that in, close that. So sound selection real quick. These are just custom sounds, but really all you need is some delay and reverb on any bell sound that you have. You can kind of mimic these sounds. And then we got a flute for a counter. So let's go ahead and get started with this melody. All right, so now we're in here in our piano roll. So now, since this is melody based, I'm gonna be explaining pretty much every step or everything that you need to finish. All right, so obviously you can start on the root note. Don't have to, but just for this type of sound, you probably want to. So we can just start right here, and I'll zoom in a little bit more, maybe even make it larger. So first thing you do is really just create a chord, right? So you skip every other note. Then I have a chord. Let's put some more. So what I would do here is copy this. All right. I'm holding shift and clicking and dragging to copy it, and then press Control up to copy it up an octave. And really all you need to do is these last two notes within your chord, just delete them. Now you have something like this. So we're getting there. And the reason for that is because of these half steps here. Okay. Now when you put these two notes, and I'll just show you. And you can see it has that sound. So if you stick or end or start on any of these notes, whether it's a lower octave or higher octave, it will give you that sound. So what I would do here is take this middle note, okay, this G sharp, and move it over. You can move it here and then end on one of these notes. Okay, or you can switch them. All right, simple as that. So now the next step is just to add another tone, because this is kind of bland, right? So how do you add another tone here? Well, what I like to do is go around where these notes are. So these half steps here. So notes that are around them, and I'll show you what I mean real quick. So like somewhere, one of these, and then one of these. Because when you start to, it really depends on where you start here, but for the most part, those notes will work. So we can just use this D sharp. All right. So now let's just keep going, and we can even put this one here. And another cool thing you could do is you could put two notes together, and then you could put one up an octave or lower. Kind of gives you a weird sound. And we can just pull this up an octave and see what that sounds like. Yeah. Ooh, I like that. Then let's go down here, and we can. Okay, so now let's do that same thing, and really all you could do from here is just copy what we did here, but just finish off the chord. And you can see that D sharp, and we know that works because we have it down here. So you could do the same thing, just pull it over. Okay, we can even pull this one over too, and come back up. Make these notes a little smaller though. And let's see, we got an F here. Actually, let's use this note because we don't want it to be melodic. We want it to still have that creepy sound, because if we start using notes that aren't within these half steps, it's gonna start to sound really melodic. So we want to stay. So since I use a C sharp here, let's use that C. Pull it up an octave. And then we can go up maybe. All right, I'm just showing you what I'm thinking here. I'm just finishing off. So whatever note, and you can see we're building into these half steps here. Okay. You can see we're building into them. One here, there's one here. All right. And then we can even do one right here actually. And I'll just finish this off. But see, I'm finishing off the chord and just picking a note. Both of them will work, but I just decided to go with the F. Okay, so we need something here, and this is what we can build into one. So we can either do something like this, or pull it down and go into it like this. All right, so let's copy it over, and that should be it for our melody. And then we're just gonna add other tones in between where there isn't anything. So we can go like, all right, you can see we use that note and we're still using those half steps here. All right, just to add. So when you stick to those notes, you'll keep that sound that you want. All right, so that's how you make that. So now let's move on to the counter melody. All right, so let's go ahead with the counter melody. And let's just copy this down, and I'll just show you what that sounds like from the start. All right, and I'm going pretty slow here, but I just want y'all to really see what I'm thinking and my process and how I'm going about making this. And then what you can do is take this and literally make melodies like this every single time you want to. All right, so with this flute, now this stuff is the counter melodies can get a little crazy, can get a little complex. So what I like to do is start with basic tones, like the most basic stuff you can put down. So just put one note pretty much. And I usually like to start my flute somewhere around here, and I have to make sure I'm zoomed in for you. Let's turn it down a bit. All right, so we can start, we can just kind of like that low note. So we can put a basic one here. Don't do anything else. Just try to listen for that next tone. You know, keep it simple for yourself. Don't try to do a bunch of crazy stuff first. Get those basic tones that work down first. And we can copy this and then maybe go back into one of these notes. So from here, all you got to do is add some solos. So look, we can put one here. Let me see. And you want to give it a rhythm. Like, you don't want everything to be like this, like so robotic. You can do something crazy, especially with flutes. You can pull some up like that. Try something a little. Let's see. Let's actually copy this over, delete those, and then we can go up maybe to, and then just pull these down somewhere. See. All right, so now we have a counter melody, right? So all we did was start with those basic tones. That's all we did, okay? And then just repeat it. And then fill the spaces in. It's a lot easier to fill the spaces in once you have those basic tones because you know where you're gonna end and where you're gonna start. All right, so it's gonna be it for the counter melody. So now let's go ahead and start on the drums. All right, so here we got the drums. So I'm gonna just go ahead and go through these and just place the basic ones down. Kind of do some crazy with the hi-hat, I mean the clap. All right, now I don't want to do anything crazy because this is melody based video. I just want to kind of do something that'll just get the point across. And let's go ahead and fill each 2 steps with a hi-hat. Go to piano roll, and then we just add in some hi-hat rolls. I'm filling one here. I like to turn these down so they kind of mesh in together. And then so we can just do a different hi-hat roll here, do a faster one, and a slower one. Just copy them over. I think that's right. Yeah, probably add some. Pull those up, and then we could probably just do something weird right here. Maybe that might sound good. Let's see. There we go. That's all you need. You don't need nothing else. All right. So there we have it. Now let's do our bass. And with the bass, there's a lot you can do here. You don't necessarily have to start on a root all the time. Like you can start on a different note. But for this one, I'm just kind of keep it basic. Right, and then you can switch it up. All right, you could, let me see, what note? G sharp maybe? G or G sharp. You can see this is way too low, so I would transpose up, but I'm just trying to show you just different. I don't know, bro. Rims and 808s just go perfectly together to me. You know, it just sounds so perfect. But I'll just play it one more time so you can hear it. All right, so there's the beat, and that's how you make creepy ambient melodies. That's gonna be it for this video. Make sure you guys like and subscribe if you are new, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.